Welcome to Wild Dish. I'm Danielle Hayley, and today I'm going to be running you through an energizing yoga routine. It's short, but it's going to make you sweat, and it's really going to boost your energy levels. Now, this routine is more for the intermediate to advanced. So if you're a beginner, just click on the little eye right here, and it will lead you to my beginner yoga routine video. Right, so let's get started. We are going to jump straight into sun salutations because it is the best way to warm up the body and the spine. So at the front of the mat, join the toes and the heels are going to be slightly apart. We're going to inhale the arms up, overhead, and exhale, folding forward, forward bend. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, step the right leg back. Step the left leg back into plank, and then we're going to go back into a downward facing dog. So the first downward facing dog, we're just going to walk out the dog. So just bending one knee and then the other, and rotating from side to side. Inhale forward to plank, and we're going to exhale, bend the knees, chest and chin first. Slide forward into cobra, inhaling, and exhale back into child's pose, and then inhale straight into downward facing dog. Bending the knees, we're going to lightly step or walk to the front of the mat. So I'm going to walk, inhaling and then exhaling into a forward bend. Inhale, raise the arms, swan dive to the top, and exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, step back with the left. Step back with the right into plank, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg forward. Exhale the left leg forward. Inhale looking forward, and exhale forward bend. Inhale, swan diving up, and exhale, mountain pose. Swiping the hands across the floor, we're going to come into chair. Looking up, dropping in the pelvis, so a slight tuck in the pelvis. Exhale, folding forward into forward bend. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, step back with the right. Put the foot at a 45-degree angle, and we're going to come up to a warrior one. So inhaling and exhaling. Back into plank. And from here you can do a chaturanga or you can do the modified chaturanga. So I'll show you a regular chaturanga. So bending at the elbows, halfway down. Inhale, coming up, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg forward. Left foot at 45-degree angle, and we're going to come up into a warrior one. Exhale, folding forward. Left leg coming forward into a forward bend on the exhale. Inhale, swan dive up. And exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, chair, so deep bend in the knees. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, looking forward. And exhale, stepping back with the left foot this time at a 45-degree angle. Inhale up into warrior one, and exhale, framing the front foot, back into plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here just to catch your breath. Now on the next inhale, we're going to bring the left foot forward in between the hands, the right foot at 45 degrees and up into warrior one. Exhale, framing the front foot, back into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Bending the knees, we're going to walk or step to the front of the mat. Looking forward, and exhale, folding down. Inhale, swan dive up, And exhale, Tadasana. So one more time, you should be getting nice and warm after this. So deep bend in the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, looking forward, and exhale, jump or step back into plank. Looking forward, we're just gonna hold the plank here. And then exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back into downward facing dog. And take some deep breaths here. If you need to breathe out through the mouth, that would be good. So we're gonna take about 3 breaths here, so. So on the next inhale, we're gonna raise the left foot up to the sky, hip pointing down. And we're going to bring the foot in between the hands. And we're going to come back up into a warrior one. Now I'm a bit tight, so I'm going to bring my right foot out a little bit wider, just to widen the stance. And then that way I'm going to try and bring the hip forward. Try to bend in this knee as much as possible. Looking forward, relax the shoulders, and just breathe. So we're going to take 3 more breaths here. And make sure to push down into the outer blade of the right foot. It's gonna help keep this hip in proper alignment. So on the next inhale, we're gonna open up into warrior two. So we want that proper heel arch alignment. So the heel of my left foot is intersecting with the arch of my right foot. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale, sink into it. Relax the shoulders and take 5 breaths here. Relax into the shoulders. So roll the shoulders up and down the back, gazing at the front left middle finger. Inhale, straighten the left leg, and then we're gonna go into triangle pose. So I'm gonna reach back with my hip, and I'm gonna reach forward with the left hand, coming as forward as possible, maintaining a strong straight leg, and then we're gonna tip over at the waist. And I'm using the back of my left hand to push up against the shin. Now, you can come down to the ground if you're more advanced or grab the toe, or you can use the palm to push to get some leverage. So I'm gonna place my palm here. And you wanna imagine your body is between 2 panes of glass. So you wanna rotate the chest and the shoulders upwards, and there's a slight leaning back into the heels of the feet. And I'm really focusing on opening this hip up to the sky. Make sure that you pull on the kneecap and lift up the quad so you're protecting the knee. And just breathe for 2 more breaths. And last breath. We're gonna come on up and we're gonna do reverse triangle. So keeping the legs straight, we're just gonna reach back and slide the right palm of the hand down the right leg. 2 more breaths. And last breath, coming forward, we're gonna bend the left leg and we're gonna tilt our way into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So it is nice to have a block if you can, but we're gonna place the left fingertips on the floor, straighten up the left leg, and we're gonna really focus on opening this right hip, flexing the foot, and lifting the hand up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're stable, you can take your gaze towards the right hand as well. And just focus on lengthening through every limb. And take 3 more breaths here. And last one. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a quad stretch here. So we're gonna bend the top leg and we're gonna grab the ankle and we're gonna push into the hand, really stretching out that quad. And you're gonna feel a really nice, intense inner thigh stretch on the left leg as well. 1 more breath. And exhale, dropping the right hand to the floor, straightening up the hips. And we're gonna go straight into a standing split here. Lifting the right leg up to the sky as far as you can, pointing the toe. And try to roll the right hip down so you're maintaining proper hip alignment, straight. Now, you can walk the hand to the left leg. And the goal is to get both hands on the left leg. I'm just gonna hold right here and just breathe. If you're more advanced, this is a perfect time to go straight into a handstand, but we're gonna stay here today. On an exhale, drop the leg forward and take a forward fold. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, take another forward fold. And we're gonna walk or step back into plank and knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a breath here, 3 breaths. And last one. Inhaling the right leg up, and exhale, placing the foot in between the hands. We're gonna do the same sequence on the other side. So I'm gonna start off with a warrior one. Reaching up forwards, rotating the hip. 3 breaths. And exhale, opening into warrior two, holding that there. Really focus on lengthening through the arms, spreading the hips open in either direction, but really zipping up through the inner thighs. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the right leg. I'm going to go into triangle on this side. So reaching forward with the right hand, coming as far down as appropriate for your skill level. I'm going to place the back of my right hand up against the shin. So gazing up towards the left palm of the hand, towards the ceiling, and rolling the left shoulder back and open. Taking 2 more breaths. Coming up, we're gonna go straight back into a reverse triangle. So keeping the legs straight, looking up at the palm, pushing down through the feet. One more breath. And exhale, coming forward. We're gonna bend the right leg and then we're gonna come into half moon on this side. So dropping the right fingertips, I'm gonna inch my left foot forward and I'm gonna lift up, rotating the left hip up and open on top of the other right. And then I'm gonna open the left hand to the sky, flexing the left foot and focus on opening the chest and really pushing through every limb. So every finger, foot, everything, just that's how you're gonna help keep your balance. One more breath. So we're gonna take that quad stretch on this side. So I'm gonna bend the left knee and we're gonna grab the foot from the inside and then I'm gonna push on the leg to try and straighten it. And it's gonna localize that stretch to the quad and then the inner right thigh. One more breath here. And exhale the hands to the floor, straightening up the hips, straight into standing splits on this side. And you're free to go into a handstand here if you practice it. Really focus on trying to bring the face, the forehead to your leg, to your shin. One more breath. And on the exhale, we're gonna drop the leg and place the foot beside the other foot. Take an inhale forward and then exhale, forward bend down. So we're gonna inhale and we're gonna step back with the right foot And you want the toes pointing forward. Now, if you have quite tight hips, you want to bring it out a little bit wider. We're just doing a really intense hamstring stretch here. So rooting down into the foot and pulling the left hip back into the socket. And we're going to inhale, looking forward. We're going to slowly forward fold, walking the hands as far forward as possible, rooting down in the right heel, and trying to drop the forehead down towards the shin. Now you may be right here, that's okay. Walk your hands as far forward as comfortable. 2 more breaths here. And last one, we're gonna walk back up to neutral, and we're gonna inhale the right arm forward, and we're gonna go into revolved triangle posture. So we're gonna place the palm of the right hand beside the left foot, pushing down. We're gonna lift up with the left hand, rotating over towards the left and gazing up towards the left hand. Breathing in and breathing out. Try and really open that shoulder as much as you can. 2 more breaths. And last one. Returning back to center, and we're just going to switch directly into the opposite leg. So bringing the right leg forward, left leg back, toes pointing forward. Inhale, straighten up the right leg, pull up on that kneecap, bring the hip back into place. And then we're going to slowly forward bend, walking the hands forward, pushing down into that left heel, and just relaxing into it. Two more breaths. And last one, coming back into center. And just wiggling out the legs because it can feel quite intense in the thigh area, the hip area. So we're gonna inhale and come back up. Exhaling the arms down to the side, and then we're gonna turn and go to the middle of the mat. We're going to do some standing series here. So we're gonna start with the right leg. So planting the left leg down, you wanna really push out the heel into the mat and straighten up this leg. Bend the right knee, and you can stay here if you need to, or if you can, straighten out the right leg, pushing out towards the heel, or out of the heel. And I'm gonna use the left hand to put on my hip just to stabilize a little bit better. Try and bring the right arm shoulder back into the socket and just hold here. And on the next inhale, we're gonna rotate the right leg out to the right and try to wrap the hip underneath. Try to keep the hips at a level, so it's really easy to kind of go up or down. So we're gonna try and tuck the bum and the hip under just to bring it to level. So from here, we're gonna come back forward, and then we're gonna do a really intense hip stretch. So we're gonna cross the right leg over the left, and we're going to bend in to the hip into almost like a squat position. And then we're gonna put our hands in prayer and just take a few breaths here. It's quite intense hip stretch here. If you find your balance is a little bit off, you can place the hands down. And just take 2 more breaths. And last breath, we're gonna straighten up the left leg and place the right leg down. Come back up and shake it out. It's quite intense there. So let's do the other side. So pushing down through the heel, we're gonna bend the left knee into the chest, and we're going to extend the left leg forward. And just breathing for 2 more breaths. And on the next inhale, we're gonna open up to the left, wrapping the hip under to try and keep the hips at a level. And if you can gaze to the right, that's better as well. 1 more breath here. And coming back to center, we're going to bend the knee, place the left leg on top of the right again, flexing that foot, putting the hands in prayer, and taking that really deep hip stretch here again. Now I'm using my left elbow to push down into the knee to give it a really nice, intense stretch there. And 2 more breaths. And last one, straighten up the leg, drop the foot, and then give it a shake. So we're gonna come back to the front of the mat, do a vinyasa. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, gazing up, and exhale, step or jump back into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Bending the knees, we're gonna jump to our hands, so crossing the ankles, and bringing the legs forward. Let's roll onto our back and get straight into our back bends series. I'm gonna bring the feet closer to my bum, and just so my fingertips are wiggling against my heels. And I'm gonna slowly lift up the pelvis, and then lifting the lower back, middle back, upper back, rolling the shoulder blades underneath and pushing down into the ground with the palms. Now you can use a block here instead of doing this if it's easier. So we're just gonna hold this for 5 breaths. And one last breath. And on the exhale, we're gonna slowly roll down from the upper back, middle back, lower back. And if you need to, don't tuck the knees into the chest just yet, because we're gonna do one more, so you can rock your hips side to side if that feels a little bit intense in the lower back. And for the last one, you can do the same one or the restorative with the block underneath the sacrum, or you can go straight into wheel posture. So I'm gonna show you the wheel. So I'm gonna flip the palms of the hands beside my head and try and bring the elbows up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna walk the feet in a little bit more, closer to my bum. And I'm gonna lift up onto the crown of my head first. And then on the exhale, I'm gonna push up into a wheel. Now, you want to make sure that you're not dumping into the lower back. So I'm gonna come up onto the tippy toes just to maintain more of a neutral spine, and just breathe. Two more breaths here. And on the exhale, we're gonna slowly tuck the chin into the chest, bend the knees, and come on down. Releasing from that, and now you can grab the knees and bring them into the chest, releasing the lower back. From here, we're gonna do a twist just to further release the back. So we're gonna keep the knees together here, and we're gonna bring the palms of the hand outward, palms facing down. And then we're just gonna twist both of the legs over to the right, and then opening the chest and trying to drop that left shoulder down to the ground. Close the eyes, just breathe into it, let it release. And on the next inhale, we're gonna come back to center, wiggle the hips a little bit to the other side, knees into chest, and then we're gonna rotate to the opposite side. Trying to drop that right shoulder down to the ground. And inhaling, coming back to center. And we're done. So we're gonna drop into our Shavasana and rotate the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling, dropping the shoulders down the back, letting the feet fall open, the hips open and relax. And just dropping into the ground. Relax the eyeballs and relaxing the tongue and the jaw. And just forgetting any breathing pattern, just allow a normal breath. And you can stay here for however long you want. Okay, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, Rotating the wrists in opposite direction, the ankles. Bring the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle here. Lift the right arm up and overhead, and we're gonna roll over to the right. Taking 2 breaths here. And pushing down with the left hand, and bring yourself up to seated. Well done, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on Wild Dish for our energy boosting yoga routine. Don't forget to bookmark this video just in case you ever need a bit of an energy boost. If you want to see more of me and the team, just click over here, and don't forget to subscribe to Wild Dish by clicking here. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.